AEW wrestlers reportedly very unhappy about games being played with talent in the MJF situation. A released NXT star's first match since leaving WWE has been announced, and WWE have re-signed a released star. Ooh. Some interesting news from the Wrestling Observer newsletter regarding the MJF situation. Dave Meltzer writing that some AEW wrestlers are very unhappy about the whole situation and the fact that maybe not, but maybe they're being worked. Going to read the quote in full here. Due to the nature of the business, many wrestlers in the company, including key people, believed it to be a work even from the start. Some just played it off like it's wrestling and whatever, but others weren't so happy about it. One noted being very unhappy about it, believing that playing games with talent and keeping executives in the dark on key issues was something that they had hoped this company would never do. And one called it a sloppy work that in the long run will benefit nobody. Some very interesting words there. What do you make of that, Samuel?
I'm very much in the camp that while, I think it's a bit strange if executives are indeed being left in the dark. Obviously, we don't know the situation personally, but if that's the case, that's a little bit odd. But I'm very much in the camp with wrestling that it's all wrestling. So it's all kind of need to know on things like that. Like you hear about the night Eric Bischoff was brought into WWE, nobody knew about it. And of course, it's not like a work like this, but nobody knew about it till he was there.
Yeah.
And I think with things like that, it creates more buzz and it creates more questions of, is this real? Who knew about this?
Which is the fun thing about it.
Yeah, that's the thing is we are being worked for the first time in years. And if it is indeed a work, and I think... that is for me the most important thing for me. It makes me feel like engrossed in wrestling, and I love that. But I do see that it must be frustrating. Obviously, we'd heard yesterday that maybe there were people who were a little bit like, well, if this is a work and we all had to stay back a bit for signings and stuff because MJF wasn't there. I just think that it's part and parcel with the industry. Not everybody has to know everything at all times, and it's very much a need to know thing, right?
Need to know basis. Yeah. I agree. I think it's the smart thing actually to do is if it is a work, which is keeping it from as many people as possible, because we know that these AEW wrestlers, and naming no names obviously, but they're talking to journalists.
Well, yeah, I mean every wrestling company is like a strainer. When you pull your pasta out and all that water is just flowing. Like it's just constant. Every company, it doesn't matter where they are, how big they are.
Wait, go back to the strainer thing.
There's always you know how like you have everything safe in the strainer, but the water comes out the bottom. The water is like all of the stories and everything leaking out. It's like a sieve. It's like a sieve. Like it's everything's kind
wrestling is a sieve.
It's all just
I love it. No, I think that's a really
that's
a good comparison.
It's like every promotion is just full of holes, and you need to close
who's
that
the
up.
pasta?
I think Tony Khan's very much a lovely carbonara. No, I think, as you said, it's yeah. Not wrestling, but promotions in particular.
Agree, right. We know that people in both, every promotion, they talk to journalists, but it seems to be a bigger problem perhaps on the AEW side of things. They're quite chummy with some of the more notable journalists in professional wrestling. I think it's the smart thing to do, but I can understand the upset as well.
You see both sides of the coin, but ultimately, if it's for the greater good...
For the greater good.
For the greater good. Then I'm all on board with it.
Yeah, there you go.
The execs thing's a bit weird though. Like if execs don't know, that's a bit strange.
It is. If they've not been told. Who knows? Of course. Next up, a released NXT star announced for his first match since leaving WWE, and this is bloody exciting. Samuel Shaw, who you may better know as Dexter Lumis.
I'm back. I didn't think NWA would be his landing spot, but I'm really excited.
He's going to be at Always Ready. We don't know who his opponent's going to be, but apparently he's going to be there and ready to compete. So he's going to have a match. They've broken the news on Twitter. I think it's great, and it got me thinking, like, because I remember when Dexter Lumis was released, I saw quite a lot of comments and stuff going like, well, it feels like they did as much as they could with him, and I disagreed immediately. But now Judgment Day is a thing. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, man, he could have been great in there.
He's literally a serial killer. He's
not literally.
He's the guy. His character is a serial killer type person, but he would fit seamlessly into any sort of stable like that. I think he's just ready-made, creepy, like with the strength to back it up. And in terms of the character work, I think NWA, as I said, wasn't somewhere I was thinking, but it just, more I think about it, the more it just comes together.
Yeah, I think it's going to work really well. I don't know if it's because like youth wasn't on his side, because it's difficult to tell if he's like 50 or 20.
He's just got one of those faces. Yeah.
I reckon he's like mid-30s.
Yeah,
maybe approaching 40.
I think he's still pretty young,
because he is like your dad, but he might be the same age as me.
Yeah, if he shaves it off, he might be like 18, and we're all like, what?
Just looks like Austin Theory under all that. So good luck to him. It's class. Next up, some really, really great news, especially for one Arn Anderson, who has secured the trademark for Horseman. So this is something that he's been fighting for quite a while. He tweeted the following statement: "Great news for Horseman fans. I now own the Four Horseman trademark, and for those fans that missed out on the original Four Horseman merchandise, it will soon be available on boxofgimmicks.com. Nice little plug. The tradition of excellence lives on." It's great because apparently there's been like a big dispute between Notre Dame University, because they filed for it as well. Right. I don't know the specifics here. I remember WWE shot, this must have been like 7-8 years ago now, but they were selling Four Horseman merch, so I don't know if they let it lapse or something.
Designs. I don't know the ins and outs, but either way, it's really good that Arn's got control of that.
It's good for Arn, isn't it?
It's great for him, and I'm looking forward to being able to pick up some classic Horseman logo stuff in particular, because I used to have a Horseman like WCW shirt and lost it, and when they did the gaudy print ones, like I love that stuff where it was like the photograph of them all like that.
I would much rather a t-shirt with that on now. I don't know why they don't do many
promotions
of those.
Should be doing, like, I used to have a Rikishi one. It was just him in sunglasses, and then like really awful graffiti font underneath with just Rikishi.
I remember that. Did it have the back that ass up on the background with his button?
Yeah, it wasn't on the back of the shirt. I don't know if it was a hooky shirt, but it was like one. It was laid in behind him.
We always used to get fake ones as well.
Yeah.
The bloke, like an iron-on transfer that would come off after one wash. But before that one wash, it was the coolest. Next up, WWE have re-signed a release star. This might not be a massive surprise, because we did see him on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Joe Hennig. Curtis Axel.
He's been doing some cheeky backstage stuff, hasn't he?
Yeah, so he was on a tryout as a producer backstage, and they've now taken him on full time, which is I guess why they used him on TV. So you might see a little bit more of him in pull apart brawls and that sort of stuff. So that's excellent news for him. I'm just glad that he's found something, and when I've seen interviews with him over the years, he was like really complimentary of the company. I think he's a real professional, and I'm glad. I think it's a good transition for him. He wasn't like. He was good as part of B-Team, but he wasn't the most entertaining. You could consider him a flop. It's difficult when you're following on from like Curt Hennig, right?
Especially when WWE kind of went in there. They sort of dipped their toe for a bit and then went, no, got a bit cold feet about it. Then they did the Heyman stuff and it was like, okay, like this could be interesting. And then they just sort of...
I really think he's
decided
really talented.
To put the ball down, didn't they?
In the ring, especially. He had it rough because he did that Genesis of McGillicuddy promo, didn't he, on NXT? It was a pretty rough start for him. Very funny start, but a rough start. Next up, Naomi has broken her silence following that suspension. Her and Sasha Banks getting suspended, of course. It's nothing really interesting, but it's worth mentioning, I guess. Naomi posted a video to Instagram. It's her first bit of social media activity since it all blew up. Mid last month. That's happened quick, hasn't it?
It's flown by. There's so much going on these days.
All she did, she's posted a video. She's on her Ollie Bobs with husband Jimmy.
Where are they at? Are they like Skegness or?
It was sunny, so Skegness. Yeah, probably. They're on the 2p machines, riding a donkey along like that.
They're thinking about maybe catching a bus up to Scarborough just for the day.
No, they're on the holiday, and they seem really, really happy and everything. There's no drama there or anything, but she has said something now. So we'll see where that leads. And finally, more good news. It's been a very happy video as Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti have gotten engaged.
And as we know, engagements are like a sin.
They are in Sammy's case.
Come on.
No, good for it. It's a good thing he didn't do it on telly this time, you know? It's his second engagement in less than 12 months. That's, second time being engaged, I guess, in less than 12 months. It's wonderful, wonderful news for him. I hope they're very, very happy together.
They seem very happy together. I know they're going through a lot right now with they've got a bit of a crazed stalker type person at the minute they're dealing with. And it's just a bit of nice news in what's been a weird couple of weekends, seeing like Ty Conti post about it and stuff and just get it all out there. Like, this is a person everybody needs to be knowing about. And
people are mental, aren't they?
Yeah, so I'm glad that they've got a little bit of happiness going on while all that's happening.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to watch them get off with each other as well.
Yeah.
Go on, Sammy, as well. Chasing up to Ric Flair there. He's gonna reach the Nature Boy soon. Congratulations. All jokes aside, it's lovely. You seem like a wonderful couple.
Yeah.
Never met you, but probably.
Wrestling power couple.
Yeah.
What we need. We need more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, have a good Jubilee. Get your sieves out.
Is it
bag
still
them
the
for
Jubilee?
NHS. It's still, I don't know. I thought it was ages ago, and we just celebrating it. Wasn't it a pandemic?
I didn't even
thing?
get a coin from the school this year.
A coin from the school?
Did you not get it? You remember the last Jubilee? I got like a coin, a commemorative coin. Yeah, and like my mum got one, and like apparently it was a thing. Schools would give out coins
with a monetary value.
No, they were like big, silly kind of commemorative coins. But like I didn't get one this year. I'm gonna go complain to my middle school. I know I'm 31, but they should still be. They gave me one back then.
I think that's a great idea. 30-year-old Sam Driver hanging around middle school.
Whoa.
It's a brilliant shout, Sam. Take your sip. All right. Thanks very much. See you in a bit.
Bye.